Well, hello my fellow survivors. So today we're going to talk about the brand new Namalsk update. But before we jump down the rabbit hole, it's not necessarily the big update we've been expecting, but it is a small tease of what's to come. Before we begin, it's important to remind whoever is watching that there will be light spoilers for Namalsk Content Update 3 and for Namalsk itself, but will not include anything that hasn't been released officially or cannot be found within the lore of the game. Anyways, let's get started. So to begin, if you need a refresher about what Namalsk Content Update 3 even is, it's the last piece to the whole of Namalsk. The previous update, Content Update 2, brought the world of Lantia to Namalsk, adding a new area to explore, new items, and the first time you could ever travel to another world in DayZ. If you follow the lore in any way at all, you'll know that Lantia, the alien world which you can travel to, houses a potential base somewhere on the planet. Palace, as they call it in the lore documents, was the first human interstellar exploration base, but unfortunately, due to the atmosphere, you were unable to traverse farther beyond the initial teleportation point in DayZ. Well, I believe it's this next update we might finally get to explore further. Sumrak also gave us a tease about Namalsk Content Update 3 back in April, sharing information that he was still working heavily on the project. And with that, he released this image, revealing a silhouette of a spacesuit, potentially hinting there will be further places to travel on Lantia. Lantia at this point in Namalsk's life cycle is only a place you can travel to very briefly before facing extreme pressure and dying to the atmosphere. And it seems like in the next update, we will finally be able to explore the lands of another world in a fuller capacity. So what did today's patch bring? Well, this one in particular was a smaller size one that was hinted from a tweet about a month or so ago, where Sumrak hinted about lore and also released this teaser image with the foundation of something mysterious blurred out in the background, showing this Phoenix log number 8522. Well, today was the next piece of the puzzle following the tease leading to the Phoenix countdown. This countdown was released today and begins with a small video dropping some strange letters and numbers through a digital haze of static and distortion. Well, if you take these strange letters and numbers and you track down these coordinates corresponding on a DayZ map, this was figured out by a few survivors in the DayZ Discord, you'll find yourself landing right here on the map. This area is out on the ice sheets right to the east of Terra Harbor, and if you were curious about what might be happening out here, well, today you can find a box out here at these coordinates with a new document inside detailing further information about the future oil rig. And if you're curious about exactly what is said in this document, I'm going to save that for the end. I'll be reading through the entire document, but for now, let's keep talking about the oil rig. This Phoenix oil rig has been teased for a while through various means. The first time it was teased was through a note at the control panel at A3, where you can read, "NAC sucks. Put the modules into the slots below the panel. They get burned when used. Sorry. I will work on that when Phoenix arrives. Adam." Potentially hinting at the fact that your locator modules burn up when used to travel to Lantia and how you're unable to stay inside for very long. Stating that maybe when Phoenix arrives, maybe that Adam might provide a fix to the supposed control panel. It was also further hinted at a sound effect of an alarm or siren or sonar going off when journeying to or from the submarine. Survivors had shared stories of hearing the siren, and I myself had also heard it, and it can still be heard traveling to and fro depending on the time. And finally, the oil rig was teased in the beginning through an image on the year anniversary of Namalsk last year in December, through an image by Sumrak and also his live stream, and you can see that here. And then with this countdown, there was also some lore updates fixing some of the syntax when reading the lore and updating the actual models of the lore, adding new textures, and just overall generally making the lore much easier to consume as a reader. So get out there, check them out, and give the lore a reread. Alright, now let's go ahead and read this new lore document. Phoenix Logs, Adam Walker. I find myself spending more and more time in the tugboat, doing absolutely nothing except listening to Phoenix's sonar, awaiting a ping from the nearby gas deposits while the rest of the crew is doing all the maintenance that this old beast requires for whatever comes next. It's fucking freezing now, and every day the sea gets a bit more frozen, making maneuvering Phoenix a lot trickier than we would like to. But if our calculations are right, we're getting pretty close to the gas drilling sites E-Corps has built around Namalsk in 2007. A few weeks ago, we were just a regular rotation crew on one of many Hercules type of derrick rigs. Returning to our home port over at Alaska, everyone was really eager to call the season off and return home. but then everything suddenly turned upside down. We have heard the reports from the HQ. We have seen the stuff some crews in our flotilla have witnessed. Here on the open sea, rules are very simple. Either you are on board or you die. When the time has come for Phoenix, it was not pretty, but also very strange at the same time. Rob from the engineering started acting really weird, and an hour later, he was just batshit crazy. We restrained the poor guy and left him isolated. No other cases were witnessed in our crew of 12. We still have no idea why, but a week later, we did not have anyone to ask about it anymore. The radio was just silent, until one day we were still on the track to return to the home port, despite everyone just being scared shitless of what we may find in there. But this emergency call has changed everything. We caught a SOS ping and we were obliged to follow it up. We have managed to narrow it down pretty effectively. It was coming from the E-drill sites around this godforsaken piece of land called Namalsk. That area has been locked off for a good reason. A tactical nuclear warhead has been used in there during something politicians like to call Namalsk crisis. Some top Black Ops shit was happening years prior over there. But if we could bring Phoenix there, those drilling sites, if working, are guaranteed to keep our rig functioning for months to come. Supplies were a bit of a struggle, but hey, until everything around us freezes, we've got free food all around us. That is if you like the fish. But what the hell are you doing on the open sea if you hate fish? It was early morning when I got woken up by Sasha. He was blooming with happiness and pointing me to the screen. Phoenix's sonar has pinged E-gas sites. Morning sun was trying to pierce through what's soon to be another blizzard, but we knew what to do next. We had all of our equipment and this was literally our job. Except this time, we were not getting ready to fill up a tanker. We are to keep ourselves alive for months to come. So that's the lore piece. I guess the oil rig is moving its way towards Namalsk and that it's going to land somewhere into the ice. He talks a little bit about how the ice is starting to thicken up and things are getting tough to maneuver. So I imagine it's going to get stuck somewhere where it's not supposed to be. And maybe that's when we're able to actually get on it. We have a few more lore documents, I'm sure, coming up. This is just the first of a series. Sumrak has been working on this big update longer than any of the other updates so far, and has said that it's supposed to be a special update since it will be the final one. So I'm excited. Anyways, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all next time. Get out there and find that lore document.